Hey everyone, today I'm doing something new. I want to have a look at the news from this week on Modulargrid, maybe a few other things. I'm not sure yet. I'll go with my flow. Let's have a look at what's posted here in the news on modulargrid.net. Let's start here. So the 9th of July, Scrapcode Modular posted about their new module QUATT. It's a multinuverter. It's available now with a discount. It's still early morning and it shows it's available now at a discount. Well, I have no idea what that is about, so let's have a look at that. So why is this called a multinuverter? It's a buffered multiple attenuator and inverter all in one. Yes, so this module takes the signals presented at its inputs and passes them to its it also acts as a buffered multiple. So I'm guessing it's if you what I always wonder about with modules like this, I think that's important and maybe it's obvious. So imagine you connect something to one input. The text says it drives all outputs, but they're attenuated, right? Or are the signals at these outputs just multed from the output of the first, so following the position of this knob? Or can you send in one signal and then do several things here with the attenuators and like create different versions of the same signal? It's not very clear. Let's have a look at the manual, if I can find it. Guide manuals and instruction. Manuals and DIY instructions. Quite some nice manuals, so it seems. Let's have a look here. QUATT multinuverter. So here it says the first input is normalized to 10 volts, which can be used as a static voltage source. That's really interesting to have like an attenuator with a built-in offset. If it then also mixes, then it's kind of perfect, which I guess this one doesn't. This one is something else. This one is a multiple. Do they say? No. These outputs. It doesn't say in the manual either. That's a bit of a shame. Anyway, let's go back here. So that was QUATT by Scrapcode Modular. Now we have Pindsvik Audio. I never heard of these brands. Sorry. It's usually when I see this news, I just ignore it. And I think most of the time it's because nothing rings a bell. But I think that's why it might be interesting to do a video like this, like shining some light on brands that you might otherwise not really read into. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to stay relevant here. And well, on a Saturday morning. It's only 9 a.m. here. That's not very easy. Pindsvik Audio talks about LIHO. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but LIHO is a tiny 2 HP stereo headphone amplifier and line in-out module. That's interesting. Let's have a look at that. The main thing I immediately wonder about is if it's stereo. Let's have a look here at the specifications. Ah, yes, it has a 3.5mm stereo jack input, so like the small stereo jack, like a headphone jack, almost. Okay, that's nice. And then the headphone. Wait, dual mono left-right output. That's the line in. But where's the line out? Because it says here 2 HP stereo line in and headphone / line out. I'm guessing. Yeah, sorry, I got confused. So the line out, the headphone out doubles up as a line out. Usually those two are separated. I'm not sure why. Sometimes people tell me that because the headphone amplifier is a lower quality signal than an actual line out, but I need some electronical engineer with an interest in audio to tell me whether that's true or not, because I have no clue. So the line out is dual mono left-right input, it says. That can be right. I'm confused. Let's have a look at the front panel. Okay, so here's the line input. Yes, here on top is the line input, and you have an amplifier to get it up to eurorack levels, and I guess this is the dual mono output, so you send in a stereo signal. That's my guess. Yeah, this is the 3.5mm stereo input there. Then you have like modular level stereo output here, which makes sense to have them on separate cables, of course. So that's what they mean with the dual mono output. And then here on the bottom you have a modular level input, left and right, which makes sense as well. And then you have an attenuator, and this gives us an attenuated signal to use for your headphones or as a line out. Well, this is a clever module, and this in 2 HP, that's very impressive. That is very impressive. Let's have a look at the website here. Pindsvik Audio. Only 99 euros. You have it in brown and in black, just so you know. And this is a company apparently based in Europe, the EU. So that's easy for us people who live here. And you can get it at a perfect circle. Okay. That's an interesting module. Yeah. What else is there? Alfa Delta. I met Willem of Alfa Delta at Belgian Modular Day. I met Willem before at your analog headquarters. He was doing some freelance work there. But I didn't know he also ran a modular brand called Alfa Delta. They make rather crazy, how can I visit their how can I visit their Modulargrid page? Ah, well, I'm already on it. So they make these crazy digital modules, like Ape Electronics. Is it what it's called? I'll put the link on screen. Did a video about this VCO module, and it can do so much. If you're into digital oscillators that can do a shit ton of things, I really think you should have a look into this. It's really cleverly designed. And Metamorph, I haven't seen anything about, but I'm sure it's just as crazy. Alfa Delta is a Belgian brand, and apparently they're doing a demo at Schneidersladen on August 7th, at 7 p.m. I'm sure that will be very interesting. If you're in the neighborhood of Schneidersladen, you should definitely check that out. Willem is a really interesting guy. The website of Alfa Delta is really something else. I mean, let's have a look at it. It's like really bare basics. Like if you go to the homepage, this is the homepage of the website. I mean, it's a little bit, yeah, like I said, bare basics. So if you want to go from here to their modules, you should just click here on top. Don't go looking inside all this wall of text here for a link to modules. Just click here. So is there some kind of video that we can watch? No, there is not. That's really a shame. It's not Willem, it's Wim. I thought he was called Wim, but then for some reason someone said Willem, and then I thought, hey, I got this man's name wrong. But yeah, Wim, not Willem. Apologies, Wim. So Ape Performance Electronics has an interesting video about, let's go back, about Dionysi. But is it not linked? Demo by Ape. I watched a part of it. So let's...
It's easy to configure one or more as an LFO to modulate the others, or you can let them modulate each other at audio rate. There's plenty of CV inputs for external modulation as well, or send in signals for more audio rate modulation and manipulation. Now that's plenty of theory for now, so like this video.
Let's try to find some audio examples. Peter makes these awesome demonstration videos. Like you can see here, he makes these very cool illustrations as well. It reminds me a little bit of how now I forgot his name. It's not Monotribe. Help me out here. Well, the Dutch YouTuber who I think lives in Berlin and makes all these interesting videos. Usually he makes the videos for ADAC. I'll put a link on screen. But he makes these kind of illustrations as well, usually with a teal or green background. I really love the look of that. But these are great as well. Let's have a look.
Easy, we generate two different signals. One goes out on the mix 1 output and the other on the mix 2. Both are sent into a VCA, which is controlled with an envelope generator triggered by the sequences. Both signals get some FX processing, reverb, and are sent to the output. Now, as I mentioned, most of the complexity is happening inside of the Dionysi VCO. There are 6 separate VCOs inside of Dionysi. We are sending in one VOCT because, well, there is only one VOCT in. Using the ratios,
VOCT.
we can multiply the VOCT information with a certain amount, as we're doing here, generating a chord which is then mixed and sent.
I've never heard anyone say VOCT, but I'm sure everyone knows what Peter means, VOCT. Sure.
To the mix 1 output. For this we are using VCO 1 up to 3. VCO 4 and 5 are used for sub-octaves for the bass line. These are then also mixed in mix.
Let's hear some sounds, Peter.
We're using the 6th VCO.
Okay, the sounds were before the illustrations. Okay, let's listen to them.
Oscillators 4 and 5 are sub-octaves.
And as you can hear, you can make chords with this machine.
I'm using mixer 2 for their out.
If you don't mind navigating menus and screens on your module, this might be really interesting. I think it might be a little bit too much of an 80s digital synth vibe for me, with a lot of presses and clicks and
now let's take a look at the settings in Dionysi.
Well, small screen and a lot of menus.
But we're using oscillator 6 to do linear FM on the first 4.
Okay, that's enough of that. So check out Alfa Delta if you're interested, and be sure to go to Schneidersladen on the 7th here. Okay, what's next here? Phases. Phases by Seok or Seok. I'm not sure. I don't want to butcher anyone's brand names here. And it's a new video. They're announcing a new video in their collaboration series. Let's first have a look at the module that this is about. So Phases is a phase shifting clock divider. It's a special yet simple divider with 4 outputs per division. Wait, let me read that again. This is a special yet simple divider with 4 outputs per division. So every... Okay. I've always been interested in like phase shifted LFOs and stuff, because you can create really swampy modulation if you have 2 LFOs that have a phase shift between them. That's not 180 degrees, because otherwise you're just working with the inverted signal, and well, that's very interesting as well, but it doesn't feel like swampy. I don't know if that word makes sense, but I'm going with it. Okay, so you send in a clock, and then you have your regular divide outputs here. So divide by 2, 4, 8, 16. It's a bit of a shame that there's no 3, but there's a 3 here. Okay, and then you have like the divide outputs 180 degrees, so that's the inverted signal in a way. It kind of depends if the clock is bipolar, but I'm guessing it's a unipolar clock, so I can't really say it's the inverted clock, but the pulses will go high when the other ones go low. And then here we have like a shared output for the 4 dividers. So you have to choose one here, and then you have a 90 and a 270 degree outputs. We have a second one of those. That's an interesting take. That's interesting. Yeah. Very cool. And then you have a pulse output here for more dividers, which I'm happy to see. I mean, the divide by 3 and divide by 5, those are really interesting if you want to create well, patches that don't seem to repeat all the time. If you throw in a divide by 3 or 5 in there, like stuff starts, what's the word? like I'm very terrible today with my English and my words. Syncopating. It starts syncopating across several bars. Wow. Let's just skip ahead to. But what the announcement here is about a new video, and this time with a philosophical take on phase shifting. Okay, let's have a quick look at what this is all about. Well, Seok, an artist. So I'm guessing the artist is called Artist. No. No. Harald Quintet is the name of this artist. Apologies. Let's see what this is all about for a minute.
My name's Harald. I make electronic music under the moniker Harald Quintet, and both on stage and in the studio I mostly use modular synthesis. And today I want to talk about two modules my friends at Seok have created and how I use these two modules in my compositions, especially with the rhythmic parts of my music. So before talking about electronic music proper, let me zoom out a little bit and let me actually...
This is like a TED talk about synths. So if you're interested in that, have a watch at this video. Let's just skip ahead for a little performance here. Some cool stickers there. I like how they shot this. There's like a haze in the room, and I'm sure there isn't. I'm sure it's just the lighting, or maybe it's After Effects. I'm not sure. Yeah, I really like this shot. Hey Simon, but what do you think about the music? I really enjoy this kind of bubbly, crackly stuff. I always wonder how they do it, because when I make something, it never sounds like this. I'm always a little bit jealous when I hear someone do this subtly crackly thing. Really cool. So this was about Phases by Seok. Okay, let's move on. Black Noise announces a discount. Let's have a look at their Modulargrid page. What have they been doing? They have a multitude of modules, so it seems even at least several in one U. So that might be interesting for some people. Let's just take a look at this one here. This sparks my interest. Cosmos. It's an analog sound computer. Cosmos is a new kind of module that will help you to creating. That should be to help you to create help you to create complex modulation sounds patterns with ease and will lead you to new sound territories. I mean, wow. That's a lot to take in right there. Let's have a quick read because, well, this module is all jacks. Really, really weird. Apparently, it can be used as a VCO, LFO, ring mod polarizer, LPG, phase loop. Wow. It keeps go. Oh, okay. It's like all of this is what it can do. That's crazy. That's really crazy. I mean, but how? That's what I'm wondering about. With its wide field of applications, Cosmos can replace many modules. Yeah, if it can do all these things, then it can do all of these things like half decently. Yeah, that's batch programming to the extreme. Let's just have a look at one of these videos here. No, let's open it here. So there's touch plates on the module as well. Okay. I have no clue what's happening here, but if you can do that by just batch programming like a Swiss Army knife module, that's really cool. I'm guessing the delay is like an outboard delay. Doesn't give me a lot of information here. Let's have a quick look at this. No, let's... Julien Stasma made a video about this.
Hey there, everyone. I hope you are all doing good.
Hey, Julien.
I'm going to
talk to you
about the Cosmos by Black Noise Modular from Dijon in France.
It's a French company. Yeah. Module overview, stereo patching. Let's have a listen to stereo patching here. Nothing is happening yet.
Hardcore. You could also decide to filter it.
I still have no clue. I should probably watch the whole video, which I'm not going to, but I invite you to. That's the reason that I'm doing this kind of video, to like inspire you to watch, to like investigate certain things that spark your interest. But let's have a quick look at the website. The price is $394, which, if it can do all those things, isn't too steep. Well, that's all relative, of course. Files. It has a manual. Let's have a look at it. Oh, this is very beautiful. This is a very beautifully made front of a manual. I wish more manufacturers spent like some time on the design of the manuals, the artwork even. Well, like this. I really enjoy the old school feel of a manual like this. So there's a whole bunch of chapters here, or well, at least subjects they talk about. A map of the cosmos. This is a cheat sheet. Oh, okay. So this gives us an idea. So there's XOR logic, OR logic, max and probably min as well, an AND gate, XOR trigger, I'm not sure what that is, but these at clipper, okay. X in, Y in, so that's signal inputs. Then you have mult outputs and inverted outputs here. The sum and the difference. Okay, we have an inverted max, inverted min, a NOR gate, a NAND gate. It starts making sense, this module. Okay. An XNOR trigger, and a TZ clipper. Okay. That's really interesting. Yeah. I didn't think it would be that easy, but the thing is, if nothing is printed on the front plate, you have to kind of like memorize everything. And for some people, that might be a challenge. If you don't use a module like this, like all the time, if you don't really spend several days working with it and several weeks, really, you're probably going to forget after a few weeks or months of not using it what all the outputs are doing. So that's a bit of a downside, I think. Oh well. Anyway, let's stop looking at that. What else is there? And then there's one post left here on the news section of Modulargrid by Der Mann mit der Maschine. New video, the exclusive Ask Me Anything with Matthias, the founder and artist behind Der Mann mit der Maschine. Okay, that might be interesting. So this is Matthias from Der Mann mit der Maschine. Let's first have a look at their Modulargrid page here. They are the ones that make the Droid modules. Okay. They also have a motor fader unit. Okay, so motorized faders. That's cool. Let's have a short watch at this video.
Hi guys, I'm Moritz from Der Mann mit der Maschine together with Matthias, Der Mann mit der Maschine. How did the project come to life?
At those days, you know, I wanted to create a module with an enhanced version of a Turing machine that has several channels and more parameters, and I couldn't decide which pot to use, which CV input, and so on. If I were to put every
Matthias dives
channel,
straight in.
80 HP of Facebook
with high energy
you have some features, which is very
reply.
Or you make it configurable for the user. That was the idea. Let's make it configurable. The user decides. For example, you have 3 pods. Pod A is this function, pod B, and so on. And
so as you were already in the digital domain, you decided to move on and make it configurable.
Yes, configurable. And then maybe I jumped to the idea to make it even more configurable and make it more flexible. And why restrict this to a Turing machine? We can also make a sequencer, envelopes, whatever. So
I'm usually not very interested in these digital modules that can do everything. I don't know. it's always, to me, it always feels like there's some kind of distance between me and the module. If it's digital, it's not that I can hear or feel the latency, because the latency is probably microseconds, but it's just something that I personally usually don't enjoy. I have digital modules that I use a lot. Thinking about Soularic Repetitor, for example, which is, I'm guessing it's a digital module, but that can do only just how do I say it? That module can only do a few things, and not like endless possibilities. If I want endless possibilities, I open up Ableton. I enjoy modular for its restrictions and its limitations. I don't enjoy modules in Q that can do everything. But, well, like I said, that's my personal... it's not even an opinion, it's just what I notice. So there's no judgment in that. Let's skip ahead. Maybe there's some... Let's just skip to a random spot here.
I have the feeling that I can actually play the system as I want it to be. It's very intuitive. As you
can make it intuitive for you.
As you patch it yourself, you know everything about the interfacing or the processing. So you learn it by doing, and you're basically teaching it to do what you want, and then it actually works.
I think you make two things. The one thing is that you automate stuff.
Yeah.
You create little modulation sequences, whatever. So things happen.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that you give yourself controls to musically interesting parameters.
Yeah.
On the controllers.
Yeah.
And just those.
It's also like having being able to define metas. Like for instance, for me in my music, I found out that I need one button or one knob to escalate things.
Yeah, make your music great.
Make your music great, and then like a huge impact with just one turn of a knob.
Yeah, for example, like the activity knob on the ergo sequencer, and if you use the same knob for all your drum voices.
I'm talking filter cutoff of all of the voices at once, and at the same time of all of the releases of the envelopes. So you really can crank it to the absolute mayhem and bring it back in within 1 second. And this is. It's just great. There is nothing.
Yeah, that's macro controls. I did a live stream about macro controls. If you're interested in a few ideas.
How to start with Droid. Matthias, der Mann mit der Maschine, is going to give us.
I'm not going to keep watching this. So if you're interested in a long, intense talk about der Mann mit der Maschine, you should watch this video here. That's going to be it for this short news reaction video. I don't know how to call it. I'm not sure what title I'm going to give this, but well, you'll see it from the title of the video that you clicked on earlier. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time. Bye.